This is actually going to be one of the last posts I make that is directly related to the US 2024 elections because I've come to realize that, in fact, I've actually confirmed my suspicions. And shout out to Mark Zuckerberg, owner of Meta, for actually confirming this to me because I've been suspecting for quite some time now that YouTube have actually been censoring what I say about Kamala Harris because I'm not a fan of hers. I'm not a fan of Trump either. But if you ask me to pick between the two of them, which I pray no one ever asks me to pick between the two of them because I do not envy voters, I'd rather abstain from voting than having to pick between both of them. But if you ask me, hey, my life depends on it, who am I going to pick between both of them? I will pick Trump. I know because at least I know what I know. When Trump says no, it's no. When Trump says yes, it's yes. Kamala Harris is, I'm sorry, she's proven way too many times to be a chameleon. Her yeses are no always yeses, her no's are no always no's. She has a way of actually lying and saying, "Oh, I didn't. That's not what I said, or that's not what I meant." And all. And I'm sorry, you didn't. No country in this world, well, except a country that is dumb enough to elect such a person, deserves to have such a person as a leader. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. So actually, the fact that YouTube, I actually noticed that YouTube have actually been censoring my stuff. Anytime I say anything about Kamala Harris, they always tend to show it less on people's feeds. As of time recording, I don't have that many subscribers on my feeds, but then you would think that, okay, all these subscribers, YouTube should show it's on all their feeds and stuff, or most of their feeds and stuff. But the most they've done is show it on five people's feeds, so five subscribers' feeds, and I'm just looking like, what's going on? There was just one first video that was an outlier video that got so many views and stuff. And I remember a friend of mine told me, dude, you are going to be in a lot of trouble. YouTube is going to censor the shit out of you and stuff. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, no, 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 seriously. And this is someone who has, when he says stuff about US governments, because he's kind of associated with almost every administration and stuff. When he tells me stuff, I listen. He was just like, dude, you're going to get censored. Just watch. And lo and behold, hey, guess what? After that video, other videos that you think would get that many views, nah, they didn't. And no. So when Zuckerberg came out, Mark Zuckerberg, the Zuck, came out and admitted that Biden-Harris administration had ordered him or asked him to censor stuff on Meta platforms, I just thought, wow, this explains everything. And this is not me. At the end of the day, look. At the end of the day, YouTube, they have like two floors of lawyers, who most likely sit down and prove and try to do everything possible to prove me wrong. But hey, look, the facts are there. The facts are there. They're gonna come up with some bullshit of, oh, this is or that metric, and everyone's gonna believe. But hey, look, the facts are there for anyone to see, and that's up to you lot to decide. But at the end of the day, I think this is a battle I know I'm not gonna win, and also I'm just not gonna go into it. But the funny thing about it was that. And this is me now shifting to the whole Zuck confession. The funny thing about it is that even after the Zuck confession, no one's really talking about it. No one's really asking, those questions like, hey, what other platforms apart from Meta platforms have actually been part of the censorship? Has X, formerly known as Twitter, been part of the censorship? Even though Elon Musk continues to advocate, freedom of speech. No one's asking, oh, how about TikTok, who everyone most people, if you ask most Democrats or most people in Congress, will say, oh, TikTok, Chinese owned, this, that. But TikTok have always said that, look, they believe in freedom of speech. Are they censoring? No one's asking YouTube, for instance, hey, are they censoring and then using this whole thing of saying, oh, your content is not advertiser friendly and what have you? Because I'm sorry to say, but there's no difference between YouTube and ABC and MSNBC and all those channels you have, cable channels you have in America and all. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're all the same. Just that this time around, you're not you're not paying to put content on their stuff. But hey, no one's asking that question. No one's looking at Kamala and saying, "Oh, sorry, but you were part of this. You did something that was well, I can't say if it's unconstitutional, but was un-American in terms of was a totally against American democracy." No one's looking at her and saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't vote for you because you're a threat to American democracy, because you have gone and done something that Americans complain and blame China for doing. Americans blame Russia and criticize Russia for doing, and that is censorship. Because America is one of the biggest advocates of democracy around the world, and America is one of the biggest advocates of freedom of speech because it's one of the things, one of the pillars of democracy. So it's kind of funny how people will actually want to justify supporting a candidate that was part of an administration that asked the owner of a platform, of a social media platform, to censor people. How does anyone in the Democratic Party, how does any Democrat want to be able to justify supporting Kamala Harris right now? I'm sorry. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And the fact that even the supporters are not even saying anything about it, I'm like, wow. So if Trump did that, it's a problem. It's a felony. But hey, when sometimes Indian, sometimes black lady does it, it's all right, because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not. And here's the thing about these, what really blinds these sheep people. I call them, I'm sorry, but people that follow politicians blindly, I call them sheep. Because here's the thing about them. At the end of the day, suppose Kamala Harris, more than almost 8% of them are just people that do not like Trump and hate Trump. So to them, their hatred for Trump will always justify supporting the wrong candidates. Because, hey, as long as it's not Trump, it's all good. If you're listening or watching on YouTube, please do subscribe to this channel, and please like and share this video. If you're listening on Spotify, and this is me hoping that Spotify has stopped censoring me, because Jesus, man, it was becoming a bit ridiculous. But if you listen to this on Spotify, please do follow my Spotify channel or podcast. And if you're watching this on TikTok, please do follow me on TikTok. I'm also on Instagram, on Meta. Hopefully they'll stop censoring me on Meta platforms like Instagram, for instance. And bloody hell, it's becoming a bit ridiculous. You just can't say anything. You can't speak your mind anymore. I know, without people wanting to cut you off. Well, I miss those times, honestly. Anyway, wherever you are in this world, please do have a wonderful life and a wonderful day.